Social worker shows up at your house unannounced. Social worker shows up with another social worker and a cop at your house unannounced. At this point, when they're at your door, this is what's considered with any government entity, any government employee, it's considered a consensual conversation. Government employees have the same rights as everybody else. They can come up, they can knock on your door, and they can on the curtilage of your property, and they can say, "Hey, can we have a conversation?" And you can engage in that conversation as long as you want, for as short a time as you want, for as long as you want. You're not obligated to talk, but you're not obligated to not talk. So for those of you that want to watch this and say, "Why would you talk?" The vast majority of people out there, including grandma in this situation, they're not thinking about this the way that, people who had developed a back the blue until it happens to you mentality think. Most people trust the government. Most people, rightly or wrongly, whether grandma should have trusted the government or not, doesn't matter. What matters in this situation is most people do trust the government. We've been conditioned as a society, we've been conditioned to trust the government. When they show up at your house, what could possibly go wrong? Right? They can't possibly be here to hem me up on something. It's very important that we understand this. You have to ask yourself, apart from watching my channel and other people's channels, what would you do if the cop showed up at your house? If it was just you on a given day and law enforcement or social workers showed up at your house, how would you respond? Would you let them in? Would you run the risk of seeming like an asshole and not want to let them in? Because that's what we've been conditioned to believe. We've been conditioned to believe that if we don't let cops in, then we're jerks or we've got something to hide. If you don't let a social worker in, what can I do? Can I say no? Can I say no to a social worker that comes to my door? Can I say no to a cop when he comes to the door and wants to come in? Yeah, you can, but would you know that apart from studying these issues? Would you know that apart from having gone through these on your own? And that's, once again, why I've been really pushing the phrase back the blue until it happens to you. And that applies to any level of the state, any level of government. It's very important that this social worker, Audra or Audrey or whatever her name is, showed up with a cop in tow. Very important. You have to understand how important this is.